All right, y'all, one more episode and the season is over. Episode 9 was heartbreaking to say the least, and I can't wait for what's coming next. So let's see what we have in store, shall we? Episode 10 is titled Something Borrowed, and its synopsis is short and clear. Ellen prepares for her wedding day, while Julia attempts her escape. Let's start with Ellen and Brian first. In episode 9, everything was just fine until Colum learned about Ellen and Brian and immediately threatened her. She gave him a promise saying she wouldn't be seeing Brian again, in return for Colum's promise not to hurt Brian. At first, I thought there's no way these two are going to keep their promises, but then Ellen talked to Julia and realized that she has to sacrifice herself if she wants Brian alive, so she ended things, saying she no longer perhaps ever loved Brian. While that broke all of our hearts, including Brian's, we all know why she did it. And even though Brian doesn't know everything we know, he won't give up just yet because he didn't believe her at all. On the other hand, in episode 9, we saw a few men chasing and trying to kill Brian. Needless to say, Colum definitely arranged it. I just can't believe he's even worse than Dougal. Gosh. In the trailer, we see Murtaugh and Brian talking about Ellen, and apparently in episode 10, Murtaugh will finally realize Brian and Ellen really do love each other. And since he's the best character ever in the Outlander universe, he'll help them reunite. He even accepts how grand Brian's love for Ellen is, and he wants them to be happy. When Brian asks if he's going to help him get to Ellen, we don't hear Murtaugh's response, but we all know it's a yes. Then we see Brian fighting with the men who've been chasing him, and I think now that he has Murtaugh on his side, he'll go straight to Leoch and save Ellen. Meanwhile, Ellen is in her room. She's wearing a gorgeous blue dress, getting prepared, and we hear her voiceover saying, "I always believe that happiness is elusive. Don't worry, girl. I watched Outlander. You'll be happy." But then we see Mrs. Fitz worried sick, Malcolm angry as hell, and Malcolm's uncle saying there will be a price paid in blood. So let me explain what will happen. I think just as the ceremony approaches, Ellen will be nowhere to be found, hence the chaos. Murtaugh and Brian will somehow help her escape without getting caught, and at the end of the season, we'll see both the Mackenzies and the Grants going after Ellen and Brian. I don't know where they will go or how they will survive, but I think we'll get to learn it in season 2. Now, let's take a look at Julia and Henry, because I'm not that optimistic when it comes to them. In episode 9, just as I theorized in my previous video, Henry went to Ned and asked for transportation. Now, I've always liked Ned, and now that Henry and he have a deeper bond ever since they've opened their heartbreaks to each other, I think Ned will keep his promise and arrange a carriage for them. But that's not going to solve their problems. In the trailer, we don't see Julia and Henry much, but the little scenes where we see them are more than enough for us to theorize. Like, we see Julia running away with her baby in her arms, but behind her we see Simon's man chasing her. He'll probably be the one who realizes she's trying to escape and goes right after her. Then we see him holding his sword while Julia freezes. Meanwhile, we see Henry reaching his hand to Julia. So here's what I think is going to happen. We see Julia standing at the same spot where we see Henry reaching his hand. I think it's not real. I think it's only Julia's imagination. I feel like that gigantic man will hurt Julia badly. And as she's dying, she'll have her life flash before her eyes. She'll imagine Henry saving her, as well as these flashbacks about their journey to Inverness. I really want her to live, but I don't think the season finale won't reveal whether she survives or not. Since Brian's hands are full, I don't think he'll be there to help her, but thankfully we still have Davina. And while all this happens, I expect Henry standing next to the carriage Ned arranged, waiting for Julia. Maybe, just maybe, he can hear Julia's screams and run to help her, but what do you think? What do you think will happen in the season finale? Let's discuss in the comments below. After that, you can go and watch this video next.